So I was just staring at me because I look into myself like, am I? I don't know why. It's like if I just came from a desert or something like this. But no. But anyway, a bad way maybe to introduce a class. But anyway, so I've been the whole day sitting and painting. So I'm really happy because I needed to manifest to experience my artistic part. So Taurus brought me the manifestation. Let's begin with the topic for today, which is resonance. Resonance, from where it comes from two words. Re, that means again, and sonus, that means to make noise. So we have here the meaning of resonance, which is to make a noise again. Easy. So from where comes this concept of making a noise again? So to understand from where it came from, remember that in the universe there was only one thing that decides to divide by two, giving origin to two different things. So this one will be called negative, and this one here will be called positive. And what is going to happen with these ones? They will divide again. So they will divide, creating other two. So from one to be two, and then from two comes four, and then divide again, creating 8. And this goes on and on and on. Now, once the first one is divided and we have these two, these two from the center. So when these two were together inside of this one as one, they were in tension. But becoming an action, this intention will be called intention. What is the intention? Is the action of being in tension. Okay? So remember that because they were both together in tension, when they separate, they are still the same. So they are connected by a line of tension. According to what distance these two particles are going to be, they will have one kind of tension or another kind of tension. Let's think like the chord, the string of a guitar. As lower is the vibration, the string will be like this. As higher is the vibration of the string, the chord will vibrate like this. What is vibration? It's a very fast movement. So all this is what we call vibration. All this is vibration, a fast movement. And this here, one going up, another one, another one, another one, or the other one going down, 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 are frequencies. What is a frequency? A frequency is the frequency of something. How long it takes to repeat. How long it takes for this point here to repeat here, to repeat here, or this one to repeat again, to repeat again. How long it takes to repeat. That's what we call a frequency. So that's what we call frequency. We can see it in this way. A high frequency is when this is repeating very fast in just 1 second. Is very fast. And low frequency is when the wave start, the spots repeats in a long time, like every 5 minutes, for example, compared to this one. So that's low frequency, high frequency. So what is the vibration? Vibration is the movement. So it can be a high vibration, low vibration, it doesn't matter, it's movement. Teniendo en cuenta esto, vamos a la cuerda de una guitarra o de un piano. Taking this in count, let's go now to the strings of a guitar or of a piano. I forgot how it is a guitar. So kind of like this. So imagine like this. In this part here, we create the tension because we put tension on the strings. And this spot here is where you touch the chord, the string, to make the vibration. We have that in the negative, we create the tension, and in the positive, we create the vibration. In the piano, we will have exactly the same. We have here the tension, created the tension here, and we play the key, and that would be the generator of vibration. When in between the tension here and the vibration here, the strings will start to vibrate from low to high. Like, for example, na, 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 na. So we have the notes from low to high vibration. So it was generated a note. A note. So what is a note? It's a sonus, a noise generated by tension and vibration. So what is the principle of the resonus? The principle of the resonus is this, that we have do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, si, do. That do is the same one, is the same in another octave. So it means that it is sounding again. Resonus, re-sound. So the principle of resonance would be that the vibrations will be repeated once and again after certain frequencies, after certain times. They will be repeated again in a lower octave or a higher octave. This means that the letter C, do, the letter C will be all the time looking for the other letter C. in order to close the system. When I say this example of the sounds, like I say na 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 na, and I end up there, for sure you will miss something. Like you need for something to finish. Like it cannot be like that. You need to finish it, to close it with a na, that sound, which is the other C. If you don't do that, it's like if you are uncomfortable, like if something is not wrapped. So imagine that your life is kind of like this C looking for the other C. And in between, you have many notes that are dissonant with the first one. But you have to keep going through all these conflicts until you reach the resolution in the next key. No. So basically this means that if I am the note C, I am vibrating in one note, in one vibration specifically, that I will try to look for my resonance through my life, looking for that note that is like myself out there. And for sure, through my life, I can find letters, other notes that that can help me to find it, like when we form a chord, for example. Okay, so we form a chord, and that's much more easier. Yeah, so so we can play with that. But even though we are gonna look for my resonance, meaning that the same note that I am, the same information that I have within me will be the one that I am looking for, because it has my same truth, the same truth that I have within, but in another level of consciousness. It will give me something new for me. When we understand this, we can get that the truth that we are looking for is only related to what we have within. For example, if we are the note C, I'm gonna be looking for another note C in order to be resonant. And maybe if I only find the note A and I'm dissonant to the note A, it doesn't mean that note A isn't true. It means that simply vibrates in a different way. So when we usually used to say, I resound with this, or I don't resound with this, that you don't resound with something doesn't mean that that something is not true. It means that you resound with this. It means that your truth is in the C, in another note. So maybe you will need help from other notes to make the note C and E to sound beautiful for a song. Okay? But it doesn't mean that the other one is not true. So taking it into our reality is possible to resound with the complete truth, because everything has a part of the truth. Everything is resounding. So as you see, it's all vibration. It's impossible to have one that is the real one. Reality is relative. What it means, relative? Relative means a link that is repeated again. A link, repeat it again, relative. And that means that relativity is the aspect of the things that are related to one another, like the family, relatives, relation. So it's about what am I related to. So this explains that everything that we live actually is related to what we resound. It's not something bad that happens to us because why it happens to me if I am a good person. No, I am resounding with that reality, so that's why it's happening to me. And maybe sometimes we have some conflicts, and the conflicts are dissonance. When, for example, we have 2 or 4 notes that doesn't really sound properly for a song, they are not perfect, so I need to look for another one that makes it perfect, that solves the problem, the resolution of the chord of the song. So I have to look for it, and otherwise I'm gonna be dissonant and distorted. But the reason why I got myself into that problem, into that dissonance, is because I was vibrating and resounding in that situation. So the reality we live is according to what we resound. So this is why what we have to do is to resound better. So in order to resound properly, what do we have to do? The same thing as always, coherence. What is that? To tie the chords, the strings properly with the wisdom of the spirit that is chording the strings of reality, to sound properly with the body, which is the sound, the manifested sound, and to connect the chords, the strings of the soul. This would be tuning the resonance, to tune the instrument. So we can understand here that here we have the instrument. So this is our instrument. Body, soul, and spirit. And tuning the strings. How can we tune all this? With inconditionality. So what it was inconditionality? In means negation, denying. Con means together, a group of things. Dikyo means to say. Tio, action. And ality means equality. So a condition is something that a group of people decided together to conform as a truth. So a condition is a group of people that sit and debate and says, do we all agree with this? So this is going to be like that. So conditionality is the quality of that condition. So what is inconditionality? That things are not conditioned by a group of people, but things are simply what they are. So how can I become unconditional in wisdom with the spirit? For that, I have to be open to listen to everybody and to hear many other truths, to learn something always, to be open to receive the knowledge of others, not staying with only what I know. How can I be unconditional in love? So how can I love with unconditionality? It's basically to release the expectations that we have in the bonds we have with others, to release emotions that connect us with others, and to accept everybody and everything by what it is, not by what we expect to get from them. So how can I have unconditionality in will? Is what we spoke the other day, free will, to set ourselves free from traditions, from the cultures, from the religions, from the beliefs of the clan, of the family that we inherit as something that we think is normal. But in order to do that, first we have to love unconditionally, and we have to be unconditional wise. Okay. So just to wrap this idea, in the ancient times, in the Atlantean times, the wise people understood that the universe was resonance and vibration, and because of this, they tried to build a language in which they could speak with the universe and try to transform their realities through the word, trying to reach that resonance and getting out from the dissonance. So from those main languages, many others were born, because according to the territory, they had to change, because each territory has, and the people has a specific vibration according to that land. So that's why through the music and through the way of speaking, they added the language in many others. So the one that I remember was here in Kem, in the Nile, and we call it Saitu. That was that I studied. And these languages are the ones that give birth to the idea of mantras, to manifest the vibration and to correct the strings of ourselves. So today in the post, I wrote the letters, the specific letters, the meaning of the letters, what they represent. But anyway, I would like to write it down here so you have it, and I can pronounce the letters so you know the specific sound. So the reason why I'm going to explain this is because any of those letters and combining them in different structures, we can create a mantra. We can create a name. We can create a song. We can create a mantra that we can say, or a mantra that we can sing. So according to the topics that I wrote there, the concept that I wrote in the post with the meaning of each one of the letters, you can create a mantra that you can use for yourself to tune your vibration, or also to sing to the water that you are pouring in the seeds. So just for you to know, remember that today I say the vibration for today is whatever. So each one of those vibrations are made with this language, with the meaning of this language. So we are going through all the vibrations 9 times. We started almost 1 year, and there are 36 consonants that repeat 9 times. So it would be throughout the entire year, the 360 days that we are repeating this alphabet with the meanings. And the affirmation, that the statement that we made every day, that we say, I am this or that, is the meaning of that vibration, of that sound in that language. So I'm gonna do this now, so you have the letters organized, because in the blog maybe it was confusing, and I will pronounce them. I won't explain what they mean. I will explain the sound. So if you want to know what they mean, you have to go and read the blog, the part where I explain it. Bueno, ya les quedó registrado, después pueden parar la imagen. So now you have it registered here, then you can just stop the image. So 9 vowels, and each vowel will have 4 consonants. It doesn't mean that this vowel can be only with those consonants. It's just an organization of the language. So we can divide it this, and we have the first 3 will go to the spiritual level, this one the soul level, and this one the physical level. So each one of these groups will be related with one sound, which is the breathing. The first one is inhalation. The second one, hold. And the third one, exhalation. So the names in Atlantean times to these 3 groups were called Ham, Het, Hum. So these are not letters, these are sounds. So don't look for the letters that your name has, look for the sound that they have. Each one of these letters will be one being that will go through a process that we call expression, experimentation, integration, and transcendence. Okay, so this is their organization that I spoke about in the blog. I will read it, so pay attention. A, ma, na, ma, nya, a, ya, ya, la, la. E, ga, wa, sa, ra, ra. I, ha, fa, va. Y, y, v, ba, ba, pa, u, ra, ra, c, z, o, sa, so, sh, ch, u, th, t, the, the, wo, ha, ka, ho. Okay, so you have it now, so you can hear it again and know the sounds. The idea is not for you to speak the language. Of course, you are not learning the language. What you're having is just the idea of the vibration, how to be able to share it with mantras in the singing. Just to have it. So these letters were the ones used in the Nile to manifest the ideas into matter by sound and singing. So I guess that I thought that today would be nice to explain it here. Let's go to the information for today. Why? The statement for today is, I am the origin of dimensions. And why is that? Because wa, the letter wa, means origin, and the I means the consciousness that opens in other dimensions. In all the dimensions.